Knowing that it is written, the fool is not corrected with words.
What would you like?
And again, beat your son with the rod.
I'm looking for
He will
something a
deliver his
little,
soul from death.
unorthodox.
And what would that be exactly?
Readings on humility. The first
I need to get some wine.
is obedience without delay.
You're not the only one.
This is the virtue
But I have to
of
keep
those who
records of
nothing
all the
fear
casks,
them,
and the prior checks on
who,
them.
because of
If
the
you notice
holy
any more
service
straight
they
away.
have
Just like our
professed,
food,
and
everything's
fear of
rationed.
hell, and the glory
So I'm
of
sorry, but I'll have to disappoint you, brother.
As soon as anything has been ordered by the superior, receive it as a divine command.
Oh, nothing really,
and
come
cannot
to think of
suffer
it.
Any delay in executing it. But this very
Brother,
obedience
I've a
will
favour
accept
to
with
ask.
God
And I think you're the man to help me
only
with
if
it.
what is
Or
commanded
you used to
is
be,
done without
before you came here.
I see. So it's the dodgy sort of favor, is it?
or objection.
Well,
For
yes.
the obedience given to
I need to get
superiors
hold of the
is
keys
given
to the
God.
monastery.
For if the disciple
That won't be
obeys
easy, I can tell you that straight off.
not
The
necessarily
prior
with his
always
lips, but
keeps the
simply in his
keys
heart,
close
then
by
even
him.
though he fulfills
So how
the
exactly
commandment,
do you imagine I could
his
help?
work will not be acceptable to God, who sees that his heart is murmuring. And
How
far
could I
from
get hold
being
of
a
them?
reward for such work as
With
this,
great
he will
difficulty.
incur the punishment due to
Unless you
murmurers,
want to rob the
unless he
prior.
amend and make satisfaction.
Is there any other way to get out of
The
here?
rule of Saint
The door out of the monastery is like any other. Only the lock's more complicated than most. But I can sell you some
Therefore,
lock
the
picks.
brethren should be
And with a little
occupied
training,
certain
you'll make
times
short
in
work of
manual
it.
labor, and again at fixed hours in sacred
There's something else on my mind.
To that end, we think that the
Brother,
times for each may
remember
be
the
prescribed
vows you
as
made.
follows.
We're forbidden to
Easter
leave
unto
the
calends of
monastery.
October.
It's not for me to
When
sit
they
in
come out
judgment,
at
but
5 in the morning, let them labor at
think
whatever is
hard about
necessary
what you're
until
doing.
about the 4th hour. And from the 4th hour until about the 6th, let them apply themselves to reading. After the 6th hour, having left the table, let them rest on their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone may perhaps want to read, let him read to himself in such a way as not to disturb anyone else. Let none be said rather early, at the middle of the 8th hour, and let them again do what work has to be done until vespers. Weak or sickly brethren should be assigned a task or craft of such a nature as to keep them from idleness, and at the same time not to overburden them or drive them away with excessive toil. Their weakness must be taken into consideration by the abbot. The rule of Saint Benedict, readings on humility. The first degree of humility is obedience without delay. This is the virtue of those who hold nothing dearer to them than Christ, who, because of the holy service they have professed, suffer any delay in executing it. But this very pleasing to men only if what is commanded is done without hesitation. Delay, lukewarmness, grumbling, or objection. For the obedience given to superiors is given to God. For if the disciple obeys with ill will and murmurs, not necessarily with his lips, but simply in his heart, then even though he fulfills the command, yet his work will not be acceptable to God, who sees that his heart is murmuring. And far from gaining a reward for such work as this, he will incur the punishment due to murmurers, unless he amend and make satisfaction.
In the night, I overheard the cicadas in the cellar. They were talking about you.
Oh no. So it's still not over. This isn't a life in service of God. This is purgatory.
Lucas, what's going on?
What do you think? Just like you, I saw the cicadas drinking and playing hazard as if they were in a brothel.
Kept silence even from good things. Here the prophet shows that if the spirit of silence ought to lead
We'd be
us to
safer
silence,
not to get mixed up in the affairs of our superior brethren.
so much the
You're
more
probably right.
punishment
But I was
sin
naive and
avoid
hoped I could
work.
fix things.
Therefore,
I
since the
warned them
spirit
if they
of
didn't
silence
stop,
is so
I'd go and tell the prior.
permission to
But
speak
instead of
rarely
mending their
granted
ways, they
even to
vented their anger on me.
even though it be for good.
You've picked the wrong people to make enemies of, Lucas, they told
What
me.
is written
No, I can't even count how many days and nights I've spent locked up in solitary confinement for the tiniest offenses, or for no offense at all.
power of the tongue. For speaking and teaching belong to the master. The disciple
Is there something I can do to help?
listen.
Would you?
For that reason, if anything has to be asked of the superior,
I think
it should
all
be
it might
asked
take is for you to go and sit down with them. Have a talk, set things straight. Then they'd leave me alone.
Jests and idle words
I'm
or
afraid
words of
even this
brutal
path
laughter.
leads nowhere.
These we condemn
They'd probably
as
start
wrong
hounding you as well.
back. And for such conversation we do
I'm not afraid of them.
permit a disciple to open
Brother,
his mouth.
you have the courage I lack. May the grace of God be upon
The
you.
rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the abbot.
I'd like to know
Therefore,
something about the other
anyone who
novices.
receives the name of
I
abbot
don't know much,
will not
but
be
ask
one of
away.
his disciples with a twofold teaching.
Tell me about
That is to say,
Antonius.
he should show them all that is
I'd
good
like
and
to,
holy,
but
by
there's
his
nothing to
deeds
tell.
even more than
I've
by
never
his
spoken
words.
to him. I've
Expounding
never asked about him.
the Lord's commandments in words to the intelligent among his disciples.
What can you tell me about
Demonstrating
Siskin?
the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds.
Do you know anything about
Abbot
Yodot?
should always remember what he is and what he is
Are
called.
you joking?
And should know
Don't
that
you know
to
anyone
whom
at all here?
more is
Why
given.
should I?
From him more
I'd have thought
is
you might want to
required.
know who you'll
Let
be
him
spending
make
the rest
no
of your life with.
distinction of persons
I
in the
definitely
monastery.
do. In
Let
fact,
him
I
not
probably
love
already
one
know
more
more about them
another,
than you do.
unless it be one
Don't get
who
upset.
finds better in good
I'm
works,
sorry I can't tell you more. I
and let
just
him not
haven't
shut his
felt
eyes
like getting
the
to know
faults of
anyone yet.
offenders, but since he has the authority, let him
Will you
cut
tell me
out
something
those
about yourself?
faults by the roots
Guy,
as soon as
there's
they begin
nothing
to
I can tell you.
I mean, where you're from.
remembering the
I-
fate of Heli, the priest of Sila. The well-disposed and those
You
who
see,
do
I'm looking for
understand,
someone here.
let him correct with verbal
You're
admonition
looking
first
for someone?
time.
But you're a novice.
Bold,
I am a
hard,
novice.
proud,
At least until I find them.
characters.
Why would you be looking
The
amongst
very
monks?
beginning of the
You know, the laws of man are...
I'm looking for a footpad who's hiding out here in the monastery.
Knowing that it is written,
I
"The
heard
fool
something
is
about...
not
Because you
correct
could help
with
me.
words."
It has.
And again,
That can't
beat your
be.
son with the rod.
Have you told the
He will
prior?
deliver his soul from death.
Talk
The
to him.
rule of Saint Benedict.
Then I'll see. Do you have any idea which of the novices
Therefore,
could be
when
the
anyone
impostor I'm looking
receives
for?
the name of abbot,
I don't know,
not
and
one
I
of
don't
his
care to know.
disciples with a twofold teaching. That is to say, he should show them all that is good and holy, by his deeds even more than by his words, expounding the Lord's commandments in words to the intelligent among his disciples,
What is it, brother?
but demonstrating the divine precepts by his actions for those of harder hearts and ruder minds. The abbot should always remember what he is and what he is called, and should know that to whom more is committed, from him more is required. Let him make no distinction of persons in the monastery. Let him not love one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders, but, since he has the authority, let him cut out
What would you
those
like?
faults by the roots as soon as they begin to appear.
Brother Sir Cater, my friend.
Remembering the fate of Heli,
What would you like?
of Sila.
To be
The
relieved from
well-disposed and
duties?
those of good
No,
understanding,
I'm here because of
let him
novice
correct with
Lucas.
verbal admonition the first
I've heard there's some
time.
discord with him.
But
Only
bold,
because that
hard,
weasel wants to put an
proud,
end to our nighttime fun.
he should
So we're
concur
letting
at the very
him know
beginning of
who's
the
in
year
charge
by
here.
stripes
I'd appreciate it
of
if you
authority.
treat him like a brother again.
Knowing that
If
it
he
is
is
written,
afraid of
"The
us,
fool is
there's
not
nothing to
corrected
stop
with
him
words."
ratting us out.
And again,
But what do
beat
you
your
care
son with
anyway?
the rod, and you will
Grown
deliver
fond
his
of him,
soul
have
from
you?
death. The rule of Saint Benedict. Readings on the abbot.
He hates you because you
Therefore,
trample
when
all
anyone
over him and he has
receives
nothing
the
to
name of
lose.
abbot,
If you
not
show him just a
govern
bit
his
of kindness,
disciples with a
he'll think
twofold
again
teaching.
about taking you on. You'll
That is
see.
to say, he should show them all that is good
Fine.
and holy. by
You've
his
convinced
deeds
me.
even more than by his
You
words,
can tell him things have
expounding
been
the Lord's
straightened out.
commandments in words to
But
the
he'd better be on his
intelligent
best
among his
behavior from now
disciples,
on.
but
Beware of
demonstrating the divine
Lucas.
precepts
He
by his
might
actions for those
corrupt
of
you.
harder hearts
What do you
and
mean?
ruder minds. The abbot
He's a
should
sodomite,
always
a
remember
sinner.
what he is and
He
what
might
is
try to
called.
get you into the
He
habit,
should know that
or
to
out of
whom
it.
more is committed. From him, more is required. Let him make no distinction
I
of
didn't know that.
persons in the monastery.
Thanks for the
Let
warning.
him not love one more than another, unless it be one whom he finds better in good works or in obedience. And let him not shut his eyes to the faults of offenders, but, since he has
I
the
spoke to the
authority,
cicadas
let him
about how
cut
they've been
out
treating
those
you.
faults by the
Really?
roots as soon
Did
as
you
they
manage to
begin
convince them to
appear.
leave me alone?
Remembering the fate of Heli, the priest of Sila.
But you have to promise not to tell
Well-disposed
anyone what you
and
saw
those
them
of good
doing.
understanding, let
Then
him
they'll leave
correct
you
with
alone.
verbal
That's a
admonition
promise I'd be
the
glad to
first
make.
time.
I'm forever in your debt, brother.
Hard,
Because
proud,
now I know I
disobedient
can trust you.
characters.
There's
He
something I want to
should
tell
from
you.
the very
It's
beginning
about Brother Antonius.
by stripes and
I wouldn't like to say something that isn't true. God forbid I should cause harm by my words, but this is something I'm sure of. Novice Antonius is lying to us.
What makes you say that?
He claims he's a merchant's son from Vlashim, and that he joined the order voluntarily. The thing is, I spent a great deal of time in Vlashim. I know it like the back of my hand, and no one even remotely like Antonius has ever lived there.
Are you sure? Because this could mean that...
It's true, or Canute isn't my name. That would be my secular name, by the way, but that's not important. I know Vlashim, and I know the local merchants there, and I've never seen Antonius among them. Why would he be lying if he had nothing to hide?
Thank you for telling me. I'll look into it.
Only if what is commanded is done without hesitation. Delay, lukewarmness, grumbling, or objection. For the obedience given to superiors is given to God. For if the disciple... the command, yet his work will not be acceptable to God, who sees that his heart is murdered.
Yeah! Leave me be. I want to sleep.
Peace be with you, brother. Praise be to Christ, brother.
I've heard you're from Vlashim.
Yes, why do you ask? And more importantly, where did you hear it? Since I'm quite sure I've never told you. Honestly, the monks like to gossip more than old wives at the market.
Because I've heard otherwise. You aren't from Vlashim. You made it all up.
And who told you that? Whoever it was, he's a liar. It's complete nonsense.
I need to make a confession.
I'm no priest, but tell me what you've done. It's probably nothing to worry about.
I'm here in the monastery looking for a thief. He had a hand in burning down the Neuhof stud.
You don't say. And who are you to take such an interest?
Someone whose job it is to investigate the case, find the perpetrators and make sure they get the punishment they deserve.
Punishment? Do you intend to punish them here, in the monastery?
I don't know yet. I'm still just on their trail. Perhaps you could help me find him?
The missing thief? If I knew anything, I'd tell you, but I suppose it must be one of the novices. I've only recently heard about the Neuhof incident, and all the other brethren have been here much longer than that.
I know. Aside from me, there are only 4 novices, but still I don't know which one he could be.
3? Please, leave me out of it. And you're right that it could be any one of them. No one knows anything about Lukas. Siskin might be a lot of things, but a monk isn't one of them. And Yodok is a slimy worm. It wouldn't surprise me if he was behind that massacre. Actually, the more I think about it, the less I like that Yodok. He's a treacherous rat who'd do anything to get in someone's good books. The thought of Yodok at Neuhof sends chills up my spine.
I don't think it was him. But please, don't tell a soul what we've been talking about.
Don't fret, my friend. Your secrets are locked inside my lips.
I know you're Pius, the man I've been looking for.
So you're finally sure? Tell me, Gregor, or Karl, or whatever your true name is. What do you want to do now?
I don't know. I'm not sure what I should do.
Well, at least you're prepared to think and not just play bloodhound for a pack of nobodies. And I'm glad you have your doubts.
I don't want to be like the people I'm looking for. If I have to kill, it should be for a reason, not because I enjoy it.
You know, we're both pawns in someone else's game. They have plans for us, but we don't have to let them use us. We can just forget all about it and go our own way. I was a bandit, and I was at Nyhoff. I've robbed and stolen, but I swear to God I've never in my life slain innocent people. What I saw at Nyhoff made me realize my life was worth shit, but I still had a chance to change for the better. Here in the monastery I've had plenty of time to think things over, but then you showed up and fucked it all up.
So the evildoer changes his ways and finds God. What exactly are you proposing?
Both of us can leave this place. You can go back to your people, and I can go somewhere where I can live out my life in peace and no one will try to kill me. If we work together, we can both get what we want.
What if I wanted a different option?
You could kill another novice, I suppose. If news of the murder got out from the monastery, my former friends might believe I'm dead. But I'm offering you a solution that doesn't require any killing. Before we make a run for it, we'll make it look like someone's killed me. Loads of blood, a tattered scrap of my habit, and footprints leading towards the river. No one will bother looking for my body there. There we'll split up. You go for your bounty, and I'll get as far away from here as I can.
Good. Let's do it your way.
Good. I'm glad that despite our initial discord, we could reach an agreement. Here, take something to calm your stomach. Now we'll need the keys to the monastery and some blood to make the tracks.
What are you going to do?
I need to get ready for a long journey. Prepare supplies, get some normal clothing somehow, that sort of thing. You can escape in that habit, but I need to vanish as fast as I can.
What do I need the keys to the monastery for?
How else will we get out? This place is practically a prison.
Do you mean these keys?
What? I'm not going to ask you how you got your hands on those, you devious lad.
And where am I supposed to get my hands on blood in a monastery?
You'll find a parchment in the kitchen with a list of ingredients on it. All the things they're ordering. Add blood for making soup to the list. And when it's delivered the next day, take it before anyone notices it's even come.
All right, that's everything I need to know. I can get started.
Excellent. Come and see me once you have everything. And try to be as fast as you can. And Gregor, thank you.
I'm here to work.
Excellent. I've been waiting for you.
I can hardly believe it. Good gracious, so many mistakes.
Novices have no business here.
Brother, this isn't a place for you.
What are you wearing,
What
brother?
are you wearing, brother? You're in a monastery.
Is this some kind of bad... What are you wearing, brother?
Praise be to our Lord Jesus.
Talk to me, brother.
Brother, this isn't a place for you.
Brother, this isn't a place for you.
Brother, stealing is a sin. You should know that as a Christian, and certainly as a monk. Even if I wanted to forgive you, I couldn't. Thou shalt not steal.
I've had enough of this. You'll never put me in seclusion.
You dare resist punishment? Let me remind you, brother, you will suffer the consequences of your deeds.
Yes, brother. I'm resisting punishment. I've had it up to my neck with you, your monastery, and your bullshit. Do your damnedest.
You failed to complete your trial period as a novice. You are hereby banished from the order of Saint Benedict. Begone at once. brother. You were somewhere you shouldn't have been. Don't you know your place? Don't you know where you're permitted to enter and where your presence is forbidden?
Very well, brother. I accept my punishment.
Now, show me what you have on you. I must confiscate anything that's not allowed in the monastery.
rest on their beds in perfect silence, or if anyone may perhaps want to read, let him read to himself in such a way as not to disturb anyone else. Let none be said rather early, at the middle of the 8th hour, and let them again do what work has to be done until vespers. Weak or sick
Brother?
brethren should be assigned a task.
Where were you during Mass? Don't tell me you didn't know that Holy Mass is the foundation on which your life here is built.
Come now, brother. Aren't we friends? You know very well that monks can't survive on prayer alone. Forgive me this once.
This time I'll look the other way. But next time, you won't get out of being punished. Brother? Stealing is a sin. You should know that as a Christian, and certainly as a monk. Even if I wanted to forgive you, I couldn't. Thou shalt not steal.
So much the more ought the punishment for sin make us avoid evil words. Therefore, since the spirit of silence...
Very well, brother. I accept my punishment.
...should rarely be granted even to perfect...
Praise be to our Lord Jesus.
Can't you see we are at Mass?